you take birth, you enjoy, you live the life, and when you die, that's the end. That is a materialistic philosophy. You come on this earth so you are chemistry. As a matter of fact, I know a friend of mine who believes that he is a chemistry. I said, well, what will happen when you will die? He said, well, the whole chemistry will merge into chemistry, in the dirt. Now, some other people believe that we have a soul. So when you die, you go somewhere. Now, if you believe in karma philosophy, that means you have lived before. You have passed. You are now. And then you might come back on this earth again or somewhere in the universe. You will be back again. That is called reincarnation philosophy. What reincarnation philosophy believes that you will keep coming back again and again and again until you enlighten yourself, you purify yourself, and then you will be given the opportunity to merge with the super soul. You might call God, whatever is the word. Those who believe in reincarnation philosophy, they believe that with your own desire you have separated from the super soul. So little soul, which we are, have separated with our own desire to be separated, have come on this universe. And we have been here on this earth many, many times. And that soul is eternal. You cannot kill that soul. But the soul which enters into a body, you can kill the body. But the soul will live again. No one can touch that soul. Lord Krishna in Bhagavad Gita says, you are eternal because you are part of me. And that eternal soul has been here ever since the Lord is. See, the Lord, the God, has no beginning, has no ending. Whatever begins must end. So our spirit soul which lies within our body, that spark is eternal. Now, who is a yogi? Yogi is a person who believes in this philosophy, or who believes that we are one in the spirit, all of us. Every human being, every animal, every vegetable kingdom, whatever takes birth and die, has a spirit soul. And that soul in that being is eternal. Now, some people say we do not believe in reincarnation. Well, fine. What do they believe? They say, well, we have come on this earth, but we have done sin. Is our parents have done the sin. And that sin can be forgiven. Someone else can forgive that. The people who believe in yoga philosophy do not believe in that. Believe that you have lived a life. In that life, you have done some good work and some bad. The bad actions are called sins. Good action is called grace. So in this world, in this life, you have grace coming from the Lord or some predicament, some problem. So what one should do? can these sins can be forgiven? Yes, they can be forgiven, but you have to work on it. So let us understand first that we in this earth, when we come, we have some tendencies from the past lives. So when the soul leaves the body from the last life and enters into the new body, it brings some sanskars. Sanskars means past tendencies. You can see all around us. One child will be excellent in playing tennis, another child excellent in dancing. Those tendencies, where does it come from? They are from sanskars, come from the past. Now, we have to understand that we have been here before, if not on this earth, somewhere else, another planet, but most of us on this earth. And then we can somehow, somewhere remember certain things. We feel that I'm there, I was there, I have been here. That feeling, some people call it is Deja Vu. You feel that you are there, you were here, but you were not. Well, they feel that it could happen, but many times you have experiences. You will experience that you have met this person, you have been this place, and that is not déjà vu. That is really happened. And there are some people have remembered their past lives. Now, scientifically, they have already proven. They hypnotize people and then they regress into their past lives and they describe everything. And some psychological problems are being cured by this process of hypnotizing, going in the back and find out what happened to this person who is afraid. Like this man was afraid of going on a bridge. Then in hypnotizing, they found out that he died on the bridge, one of the lives. So once the man realized that he died on the bridge, so he was always afraid. Then once he realized he was cured, well, that was the beginning of his cure. Now, let us understand that most of the people in the world do believe in reincarnation. Buddhists, many Hindus, and in my surprise, so many Christians in this country do believe that there is in basic reincarnation philosophy. And you might be surprised to know that Christianity believed in reincarnation. And on about 6th century, all the bishops got together in Nicosia and they said, from now on, we are not going to believe in reincarnation. But Jesus said in the Bible that John the Baptist was Elijah. Now, at that time, they decided not to believe because the churches were weak. Now, if people believe in reincarnation, then the organized religion becomes weak. In India, for example, people believe in reincarnation. You see, temples are very weak. But the people's faith is strong. The important thing is the truth. Very interesting story really happened. Lord Buddha was one time passing from town to town with his disciples. And in India, when these monks go from town to town. They go in a town, they go through the town, and then people see them, and they go outside and sit under a tree. Then in the evening, people go there with some food, give them food, and then they hear a lecture. So it's like a church. And then those sadhus, those monks, go to another town. So Buddha came in this town and passed through the town, and then went outside, sat under a tree with his disciples. You see what happens whenever a enlightened being come near, they wake up some people. Thus, the people who are sleeping spiritually. Now some people were very happy that somebody, an enlightened person came and they awakened, spiritually awakened. But some people, if you wake them up, they get disturbed. And what do? They put the enlightened being on a cross, or get disturbed and throw stones. And Buddha experienced that. Well, anyway, Buddha sat under a tree. So this one guy got really disturbed for no reason. And then he went there and started shouting at Lord Buddha. He said, "You know who?" He kept on talking. And Lord Buddha looked at him and loved him. And then afterwards this guy had no reaction, left. Then one of the disciples of Lord Buddha asked Lord Buddha, he said, he accused you, but you didn't do those things. Why didn't you tell him? And Lord Buddha looked at him and said, "Son, listen." He says, I can see my 999,000 lives right in front of me. In one of my lives, when this man, I was shouting at him. Now, that is a karmic reaction. This man in this life has to come and shout at me. Now, suppose if I shout at him, then we have to come back again for him to shout at me again. He said, I'm going to stop everything. I just took it. See, this is the way it goes sometimes. Suppose if you are walking on the road sometime and suddenly somebody jump on you. Sometimes you realize, hey, what happened to this guy? I didn't do a thing. But you see, there is a reaction. Every action has reaction. Every action has reaction. Now, if you think there is future, you have a soul, you have a future. If there is future, then you have past. You cannot have future without past. Show in this world something when you act, there is no reaction. There is always action. Every action has a reaction. Suppose if you throw a ball has to come back. That is called cause and effect. In the past, you have done good things, and whatever you have done bad things, then those bad things come as a predicament in this life. Now there are many stories where people have gone into the other side and found out that there is a being which we call Lord. He will not allow you to come in. He will say, or she will say, go back. You have not finished your work. So, when people die and go in the back, in the other side, they say that when you are not ready, when you have not finished your karma, you have to come back to pay your debt. See, karma is like bank account. Right now you have so much money in the bank and so much debt you owe somebody. The money in the bank is the grace. The debt you have to pay is the predicament. That's the sin from the past. Now some people say, hey, all your sin, I will wipe it out. Come here, join me, do this, do that. And you believe that, then it's fine, it's okay. Maybe you believe that. Those who believe in karma don't believe that. Now in India they say, oh, you got your sins, go take a bath in Ganges, all sin forgiven. Or chant Lord Krishna's name 100 times. If you believe that, is fine. Now it always does good chanting God's name, remembering God's name. But all the sins, if you can just wipe it off, wonderful if somebody can do that. But how one can really wipe off some bad karma? Well, in this philosophy of karma, there are two things, karma and dharma. So much you have collected from the past. You have to, the grace, no, everybody likes the grace. How much money in the bank is called grace. That everybody likes. But the debt you have to pay, that is the problem. That everybody likes to wipe it off immediately. In yoga, one say, if you want to wipe off those negativity, you have to do counter good. Suppose if you have hurt somebody here, then you have to help somebody there. Now, some people say, oh, you brought 2 kids in this world. You are taking care of them. Is it really a extra nice thing to do? That's your dharma. You have to do it. That thing, if you don't do it, that is a sin. Itself is a sin. And you will pay for it. When do you pay for it? Maybe in this life, maybe next one. Who knows? We don't know. But that is the thing you got to do. How can you pay off? Now, you take care of your own kids, that is right thing to do. That's dharmic thing. But if you really want to do godly dharma, beyond, you go and help somebody else's child. Now that, when you do that, then your sins can be gradually wiped off. And that is called receiving God and Guru's grace through serving others. Serving your family is an important thing. That is a dharmic thing. And if you don't do that, that itself is a sin. And one has to pay for that. So, what one, suppose something happens. Now, you have heard this book written. Why bad thing happens to the good people? Well, the guy is good this life, but the last one he was not good. And he's paying this life for his actions, which he took last life. Our is to, and this life is the opportunity, the greatest opportunity to burn your bad karma and come out from this circle of life and death. And that is one of the objectives of every human being should have that objective, is to liberate oneself from this circle of life and death. And how one can do it? Through knowledge, understanding, and also doing dharmic action. And non-violence is another thing. And also our Guru Swami Sivananda said, be good and do good. These things eliminate all negativity. So first thing, you must accept your position. That's accept the karma. And next thing, do your dharma. You must do what is right thing to do. And don't worry. Whatever you have received, it is will of God, if you accept that way. Because everyone gets what everyone deserves. And nobody likes to believe that. It's very hard to accept that. But that time, and Jesus said, thou shalt not judge. Don't judge anything. Just do what you must do and accept whatever is given to you. And you must do better, because if you want better things, whatever you want, you shall get. Because if you work for it, so every action has a reaction. Whatever you do, you will get its results. Well, this is just the beginning. Next Tuesday, I will continue our topic of karma. And think about it. And don't get angry on some little things. Because to suffer and in utter confusion is also bad karma. So I wish you have a wonderful week, and see you next Tuesday. And it is a great pleasure for me to be here coming and talking about karma.